Good morning, one and all. Well, it's morning here in the UK, just about. Yeah, I'm a bit later than I usually am. Sorry about that. I forgot to turn the sound off on the YouTube page. Hi to the two viewers. Come and say hello. Yeah. Hey, night owl. Yeah, it's a bit later than what I normally do, but Callum had a lie-in this morning, and I need to get his breakfast ready. And he always goes in the bath before he starts his day. So we're sorting him out. So a little later than usual. Do you want an invite on, Night Owl? Got 3 viewers, and only the Night Owl chatting in the chat. Oh, you're just waking up, are you? Same as I say, with them being off school this week, I've been able to have a lie-in of sorts. So I'm just going to so hi Marie, I've posted you a link off Night Owl. Same as I say, wasn't feeling too clever yesterday, so I sort of just had a day of rest. So yeah, it's not rainy here today. It was rain here yesterday, but it's quite warm and muggy, and it did say on the weather forecast that it was going to brighten up later. So, you know, but I hate it when it's like this, when it's muggy, but it's like dull. So, so at least we had all the rain yesterday. Got that one out of the way. Same as I say, it's not very nice, bit dull, and but at least it's not raining. So, oh dear. Try that one. Hi, Paul Michael. How are you? I've redone it. So yeah, it should come through. Vicky, hey,
There we go.
how are you?
Just waking up, but I'm okay. How are you?
I'm not too bad,
Yeah, it's quite
but
dull here this morning.
yeah, it's same here. It's very dull, but muggy, very muggy.
Yeah,
I've got the doors open. Some say it rained virtually all day on and off yesterday. So
I think we're gonna get that rain today. It's quite cool this morning, so yeah.
yeah, some as I say, it like on and off all day. It rained,
Yeah.
but it's quite muggy here today. It's dull, but the weather forecast did say that it was going to brighten up a little bit later.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we could do with the cool. It's been so hot the past few days. Holy
Well,
cow.
same as I've said. There's no wonder there's so many bugs flying about. Well, I don't mean like like bugs, but I mean like
Yeah.
the sickness and diarrhea thing and whatever, because we never know where we are with the weather.
Well, and that's the thing, like when it was um first when it went from winter to spring, it was like back and forth. It was so flipping cold, and then for a week, it's like all nice and warm and just sweatshirt weather. And then it went back to so cold that I mean, I was sick for about 2 months straight, just back and forth.
Well, same as I say, I've had like sinus problems, like like terrible like pain ear and
Hmm.
headachy and you know um one I put it either to hay fever or
Right.
problems with my sinuses. I mean, I'm still not 100% now, but
Yeah.
you know
Yeah. How's Pixie doing today?
uh is it work? Because he
Oh,
actually messaged me about 10 to and says, are you going live? Because I sort of said to him last night I was going to go live today.
right.
And I says, yeah, I was just setting up and everything. So probably we're on his break.
Nah.
I just want to hit on a subject that happened yesterday. I mean,
Okay.
it was on the Midnight Ravens, actually, yesterday afternoon. Um, she was feeling a bit down in the dumps.
Right.
So she went live and she says, I feel like I'm lost. She's got a lot of physical, problems going on. She was feeling a bit down. Anyway, everybody was going, and it was like an hour, nearly an hour and a half into a live stream,
Right.
and a message came up, and I was still there, right? And I
Yeah.
think I was the only one that was still there, and it
Aw.
would Google something or other. Now it's quite upsetting actually, because they sort of started off by saying, we have attention has been drawn to your channel because you're promoting self-harm.
What?
Yeah. And I
Oh,
just can't remember the name. Anyway, I sort of sat there in disbelief. And I put, no mention of self-harm's been mentioned.
oh, wow.
Anyway, well, it's sort of, and then they went on to say, um, unless you say I love Google, your channel will be terminated. Now, somebody from Google wouldn't do that. They'd
No, they
email her
can't.
privately.
Yeah.
So I sort of got my suspicions then. I went onto the channel. There was nothing about it. blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So I messaged her privately and I says, in all honesty, I think the trolls.
Yeah. What did she say?
She was crying.
Oh, the poor thing.
And I messaged her privately and I says, don't let it upset you. Don't, because in my mind, they were preying on her vulnerability.
Because she
And
was
I got
so
really
sad
upset
already.
about it.
Yeah.
And I kept messaging her and I kept saying, take no notice. In my opinion, I think the trolls.
Yeah.
Basically, they've been sort of waiting in the background, waiting for everybody to leave, and then preyed on your vulnerability.
Yeah.
And in my mind, I was incensed by it. I was absolutely fuming about it. And I says, I went to A's and it really upset me for the fact that they'd preyed on a vulnerable person. She was feeling low as it was. I know she's not here to sort of, discuss it, but
no, but still, it's something
it's sort of been one of them things that's been preying on my mind ever since it happened yesterday afternoon.
Yeah, I mean, I understand where you're coming from, and it's something that does need to be addressed because, I mean, trolls are trolls. You come in and you make fun of people or whatever, like, okay, delete them, whatever. But to say stuff like that because, because she was already feeling down and everything else, I mean, that's just disgusting to me.
Yeah.
And I
well,
mean,
same as I say, I know she sort of wouldn't be around today anyway because she said yesterday that she got the hospital.
right.
But it was something that's been sort of preying on my mind, and I am a sensitive person, and when something like that happens to me, it upsets me.
Yeah, it's heart-wrenching.
Barraboy was high, yeah. So, I mean, I mentioned it to Pixie when he came in last night, and I says,
poor thing.
She was upset as it was.
Yeah.
What were the physical and health problems and whatever. She were feeling a little bit lost.
Yeah.
And, to me, I mean, that is the lowest of the low.
Like, I mean, the thing is, like, I understand how she feels. Like, I mean, I don't know exactly what she's going through and everything else, but I mean, I understand what she's been going. I've been feeling the same way the last few days. And that's why, like, yesterday, I didn't go on any lives except for I went on yours yesterday morning. And or not yesterday, the day before, but I missed everybody's lives. I didn't talk to anybody. And I said, I messaged one person. I said, look, I'm sorry that I haven't been on any lives, but I'm just not in the mood and I'm dealing with a lot and everything else. But I mean, for someone to prey on someone that's already not doing well, like I have another girl that's one of my moderators and she's super, super sweet. And someone went on hers and did vaguely the same thing and just attacked her like crazy. And oh, there's you're this, you're that.
Yeah, but what upsets me more is the fact that they were pretending to be somebody from Google.
Yeah, that really pisses me off. To
be honest. And so when I discussed it with Pix last night, I said somebody from Google would not go in a live chat, wait for everybody to leave. You see, had I been a moderator in Raven's thing, they'd have been gone, but I wasn't.
No.
You know what I mean? Because I'd got a sneaky suspicion when they said, "Oh, if you say I love Google," you know what I mean? It's just Google's preying on people's vulnerability, and it does it.
It burns me up that they would do that. Well, there's
no
one going to sit there and say,
what I mean? And same as I said to Pixie, you click on the go to channel thing, and it's like literally a channel.
Yeah.
So I says in other words, if they were actually from Google, they wouldn't have a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And officially, if you were being looked into, they'd email you, not come in your chat.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's like I had one of my videos taken down. and I was told I couldn't go live for a few days because of it. So I went back and I looked at the video that I had posted, and I said, look, there's no nudity, there's no swearing, there's none of this. And I listed off everything that they would have taken it down for, and it ended up they put it back on. But they contacted me via email to let me know
that's exactly what
there's no way Google's going to
go to that same conclusion.
Yeah, they're not going to go into your chat and say, hey, say you love us, and if you do, then we'll just ignore everything that just happened. I mean, that's disgusting.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I said to last night, I says, my heart went out to her because, same as you say, she was already upset. Hey, Mark, please. You know, when same as I said, they wouldn't come in the chat. They wouldn't wait for everybody to leave.
No.
And then come in the chat and say it. It was obvious it was trolls. And I said, they go round it, they go through the official route. First of all, she'd get an email.
Yeah.
You know, and same as I say, I were absolutely fuming. I were upset about, you know what I mean, when you go through all these emotions.
Yeah, I hear you.
You know, I got upset, I got mad, I got angry, you know what I mean? And I went through all the, you know.
Well, I mean, this is a thing. Like, I don't know what they think they're getting out of it. Like, you delete them, you block them, and next thing you know, they're popping up with another account.
Yeah,
and then
exactly.
They got nothing better to do.
As Marie says, it's another form of bullying.
Yeah.
And Paul says it is very dangerous, Marie. It was disgusting. I think it. Yeah. I was absolutely, same as I say, I went through all these emotions. I was upset because Midnight Raven was upset. I was mad. You know what I mean? You know, and she doesn't deserve it because she's a lovely girl.
Yeah, it's bullying a weak person. And I mean, Raven is such a sweetheart. I mean, she would never hurt a fly. And she's a very gentle person. And to have someone do that when you're vulnerable and you're upset already, to prey on that, that's just not right.
Yeah, you know, and this was another reason it made me so angry, because they picked on somebody that was already low, that was already vulnerable.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's
disgusting.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's all you can, everybody, you know, it is disgusting. It's the lowest of the low, in my opinion.
Yeah. It's like their life is complete crap, so they've got to prey on everybody else to make themselves feel better. And I think that's like you said, the lowest form of the low.
You see, and this is why I brought it sort of to everybody's attention. You know, just look out for it. Don't play into the hands. And it came up like with the Google thingamajig, you know, but anybody can copy that, you know, and you know, it's just.
Well, I mean, it even came up one day. I was on what was it? We were talking a couple of weeks ago. We were talking about a create-a-thon, and somebody had made this really bad comment about someone, and it caused them to just go, okay, you know what, I gotta go. And there was no goodbye, there was no nothing. They just went off their live, and we had to go back a little bit to find out what the comment was. And I couldn't believe it, because the comment they had made is completely opposite to what this person is like. And I'm like, why? What is it that people are going through in their lives that they feel they have to attack someone like that? And I think Paul said it too. They're usually the most insecure of all of us.
Yeah, a little bit.
And it's
same as I say. I mean, you know, we all go through these stages where we feel it. I mean, I that's one of the reasons I didn't go in anybody's chat or anything yesterday. I was same as you. But sort of Midnight Raven didn't go live till about, I think it were about 3 o'clock our time. And I sort of, I felt a little bit better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Some say I just went in the chat. You know, and basically the title was, you know, she was feeling lost.
Poor thing, I'm telling you. Well, if anybody gets a hold of her, please let either me or Mrs. P know, because I mean, I don't know. I love going on her live. She's got good little sense of humor. She's a big sweetheart, and I wouldn't wish any harm upon that girl, period. Man, I just can't get it. Was it? I brought it up, Jeanette. No, I haven't heard back from her. They're just jealous. That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
They're just jealous that we're doing
basically, this is the gist of the conversation. Yeah. She was going to get in touch with one of the moderators, Christopher Bartram, because she says he was the tech wizard. Yeah. She was going to, you know, grab something to eat, and I says, I think it was Charles, and Pixie agrees with me. It seems funny they waited till nearly everyone left before doing it.
Yeah.
And then I put basically to her, in my opinion, they have preyed on your vulnerability.
Yeah.
And she says, it made me feel awful that it popped up. She says, I'm going to eat something and chill out for the rest of the day. And I basically put to her, nobody from Google will tell you to say, I love Google.
No.
And I basically sort of said to her, it's made me blood boil.
Yeah, no doubt.
And then I says to her, I says, don't get too upset about it, because that's what they want.
Yeah.
And basically she thanked me for being there, and, you know.
Yeah.
And basically that was the gist of the conversation. But I sort of tried to say to her, you know, don't let it upset you too much. But, you know, I know it does, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, like, the trolls are getting more creative and everything else, and it's just like I said before, they're upset at the fact that their life is complete crap, or something's going wrong in their life, that they've got to make somebody else feel like crap. And I mean, the fact that they would do it to such a sweet girl, not that I'd want it done to any of my friends.
Well, this is it. And plus they did it to somebody that was already feeling low in the first place.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, it's the same as I say, it's the scum of the earth to me, in my opinion. It's the lowest of the low.
I agree. Yep.
And Mark Place says that's probably why they did it right at the very end, because they know that everybody had jumped on the backs.
Yeah.
If they'd been, you know, and I think it were basically, they realised I was the only person there. I wasn't a moderator, so I couldn't do anything about it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and it's like, what was it? The new thing now, we were on a live stream, I think it was a few days ago, and Gorilla Bear Tech is one of the guys I like watching. He does a lot of RC car stuff and whatever, right? My boys love that. But he had somebody actually come into a chat with his logo, his picture. They had about like 10 of his videos and everything else. But the one thing that we learned to look for.
Yeah, there's a lot of that going on as well, cloning channels.
Yeah, and it said that the one tip that I heard was look at the about section, and it'll tell you how long they've been on YouTube.
Yeah.
And whatever, and the fact that they have barely any supporters and stuff like that.
Yeah,
whatever.
exactly.
And it was just, why, like, what is wrong with someone that they feel they have to do, like, go through all that work just to
you see, this is the thing. If somebody strange comes in my channel, the first thing I do is go to their channel.
Yeah.
That is the first thing. You know, that's the first thing I check on, and Mark's feeling the same way. As it just makes me steam up about trolls like that. It made my, you know, I went through a whole thing of emotions. I was upset for Raven, and then sort of, you know, that sort of, ooh.
Yeah, exactly. You just want to jump.
You know what I mean? You know, I went through like the whole range of emotions, and it like virtually, I've got steam coming out of my ears.
Yeah, no, I hear you. You want to jump through the screen and strangle them, you know. And that's the thing. Like, I always tell my moderators, make sure you check them out, check out their about section and everything else. And if they don't look like a real channel, block them. Do whatever you guys feel you have to do. Like, I have one young guy that comes in every so often, and it kind of annoys me because he's very young, so he acts very emotional, and he's like, oh, don't do this, and why are you doing this to me, and nobody's paying attention to me and everything else, and I'm like, dude, like,
Well,
but
this is
no,
it. I mean, it's to some people that uh, well, how can I put it? I don't want to use the wrong word, but very immature, very not feeling good about themselves. They do
yeah,
it because they need the attention, if you know
yeah,
what I mean. I was
yeah,
trying to sort of word it without sounding, you know what I mean.
yeah,
I mean, yeah, by all means, have a YouTube channel. You see, a lot of people like have got ADHD or they've got autism or you know what I mean. That is their therapy.
yeah,
Doing YouTube
absolutely,
is their therapy.
yeah,
But then again, you've got another set of people that just do it for the attention.
yeah, yeah,
If you're understanding what I'm saying,
yeah.
But I mean, to do that, you know,
Yeah, and I agree with Paul too. YouTube needs to try harder and nip this in the bud. And the thing is, they have so many people that are on there monitoring videos and everything else and all the content. They have so many employees. You'd think that they would be able to catch these guys.
yeah.
If we can catch them in like 2 seconds in our chat, how are they not catching them before this happens?
Well, you see, Pixie, quite a while ago, he had a lot of problems with trolls. And he contacted YouTube about it. Now, this is what everybody should do if they're having a problem with trolls. Contact YouTube about it. Drop them an email to them. And basically, what they did was they emailed him. I mean, this was basically the way they contacted him, and he contacted them through email.
Mm-hmm.
And they sort of, when you're planning on going live again, it says, oh, well, I'm going live tonight. We'll send one of our moderators, an actual YouTube moderator, into your chat.
Yeah.
Now, they sent him an email saying the name of the moderator will be, and then a number.
Yeah.
It will come up as YouTube moderator number, whatever it was. So he knew what to look at, Daily Showers, what to look out for.
Yeah.
So anyway, it went live. The actual YouTube moderator came in, sort of says, I won't be participating in the chat, blah, 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 but I'll be watching.
Yeah.
So anyway, one of the trolls actually tried and set a channel up, YouTube moderator, but it was a different number.
Yeah.
They thought they were being clever.
Yeah.
But we knew it wasn't actually a YouTube moderator because it was a different number to the one that they'd sent Pixie.
Yeah. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, oh, wow. And so YouTube probably caught that right away.
And basically, as soon as they came in and there was banned,
yeah,
a message came up in the chat. This incident has been logged and whatever, you know what I mean? So we knew it was actually the YouTube moderator had noted it and it was logged.
Yeah. See, this is where Raven, I guess, should contact Google and say, look, this is what happened. I don't know if she saved the live or not, or
yeah, I think she left it up because I mean it'd be pointless deleting it because then she'd have no proof that it actually happened.
Yeah, she should be contacting and emailing Google the way Pixie emailed YouTube, and they'll probably say, look, we'll have someone come in your chat to moderate it and this and that, the other thing.
Yeah. Hi, Gemma Grace.
Hey, Gemma, how are you, sweetheart? But this is the thing, like I've had a couple people come in and make comments, but I thank God for moderators. Like I never thought I'd ever need one and everything else. And the first time I actually had to put somebody on a timeout, really kind of I looked at it and went, oh wow, like I feel bad, but you have to do what you
Yeah,
have to do
yeah,
to gain your
exactly.
sanity.
But same as I say, the
Yeah.
people that was trolling Pixie actually tried to emulate the YouTube moderator. They
That's
thought,
pretty
you
sad.
know, oh, I'll sort of try and. But we knew who
Yeah.
the real moderator was because we'd been informed beforehand.
Yeah.
Hi, Hazelnut Channel. Yeah,
Hey, Hazelnut. Yeah.
you know,
Well,
and
see,
it's,
like,
you know,
yeah.
same as we've said, you know, it's a pity that they haven't got anything better to do.
Yeah, and someone such a sweet girl as Raven too. I mean, that just pisses me off even more. Like yesterday, I had an incident, and I kind of got upset at first. Like I was already having a rough day yesterday, and it was my mom's birthday is tomorrow. She's going to be 75, but where my mom is right now in the nursing home at her age, and what she's going through right now has been really hard on us, and um I guess I felt bad for the person after I freaked out, but they were on a live and they'd pick a channel and then they'd go and spam the channel saying you missed our live. And it upset me so bad that I was like, can you please tell your people to stop spamming my video and this and that and the other thing? And they're like, oh, well, we were just trying to help you out to get you supporters and this and that and the other thing and everything else. And I went, okay, that's in my head. I'm like, oh my gosh, I feel so bad. I've reamed them out for this and told them off and whatever. But at the time, like I'm sitting at the nursing home with my mom trying to celebrate her birthday, and my phone's going ding, 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 and everybody's looking at me, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like what is going on? And I thought they were doing it because I missed their live and they were ticked off, so they got everybody to spam me and everything else. And I was just like, oh my gosh, But I felt bad after, and they said, oh, we're so sorry. Like they apologized because they're one of my favorite channels, right? So, but yeah, I was really upset. Like, how could you do this? I'm like sitting at the nursing home trying to celebrate my mom's birthday. What is wrong with you? I felt
Well,
so
this is it. I
bad.
mean,
Yeah.
it's in my opinion, YouTube isn't the be all and end all. You've got a life other than YouTube.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like being a television star or a movie star. Like, we're human. We have
Yeah, exactly.
family that we need to take care of. And like Mark said, it's like a dull life. It's bad that some was it so oh it's my life is dull and bad, let's link that life to someone and let's make them upset. Yeah, exactly. It's like I've got nothing better to do today and I'm having a crap day, so I'm going to go pick someone at random and make them feel like living crap.
Well,
Yeah.
this is it. I mean, sort of you and me
Yeah.
don't have that mindset. We're having a bad day, so we take time to regroup and you know what I mean. We take time to regroup and get our thoughts together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. That's what I did for a
I mean,
couple days ago.
first and foremost, I mean, you've got to think of yourself. You've got to think of your family. You've got to think, you know,
Yeah.
other than YouTube, that same as I say, this YouTube is just an outlet for such
Yeah.
as you, for such as I, and for everybody else. It's
Yeah.
not. I mean, it might be for the trolls, it might that might be the highlight of their life. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
that's their
But
day. They're just
but for
happy to
such
dress
as
it in print.
myself,
Yeah.
and you,
Yeah.
it's only part of a life.
Yeah, we have a whole family. Like, I mean, you have Colum, you have Pixie, and stuff like once that camera goes off, it's like we have a whole life. Like I have kids and everything else, and it's like, yeah, yeah, I agree. It's too much. Trolls don't understand when you're in a huge and brilliant community, there's no way of getting past the walls. Yeah, you know what? And it's like they see you in a state of like, even in a conversation like this, people will come in because we're so fired up and upset that they would attack one of our friends, especially.
Yeah.
But they I'm glad that they're not here. Because I mean,
Dixie
I'm a
says get some
Christian,
work
but
done.
I'm a Christian, but I might mix a few words that don't normally
Yeah.
come out of my mouth, you know.
Same as I say, I mean, you know, and I class you as part of our community. I class Raven as part of our community. You know,
Absolutely.
like everybody here in the chat, what we class as part of our community, and we look out for one another. Hello, Dave.
Hello, Dave.
You know what I mean? And you like to think that you're looking out for your friends, you're looking out for people that are part of your community, the best of your ability. But I couldn't do anything about it because I wasn't a moderator or anything. So I sort of sat there helpless.
Yeah. Yeah. And
you know, it makes you feel so helpless, and you know that I couldn't do anything about it, even though I got my suspicion it was a troll.
Yeah.
There weren't anything I could do about it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, she needs to just take a day and regroup and remember that she's an awesome person and that Google would never do something like that, but she needs to email Google right, you know, today and say, look, this is what happened yesterday when I chat. This is the video. It's up on my YouTube. Go check it out. You'll see the troll. And then go from there, and hopefully they'll do what YouTube did for Pixie on and say, look, we're here for this and this and that, you know, like, yeah. Oh, I think it just started raining. Yep. There we go. It just started pouring. But yeah. Gemma just said that she's planning on doing a video about you and I. Aw, thank you, Gemma. You're such a sweetheart. Yeah.
And sort of lightening the mood a little bit. Did you see the intro that Crimson did?
No, I didn't see it. Oh, I have to go check his channel out again.
We'd sort of discussed it the other day, and he says, you know, I want to do something for you. You know, you've been so kind and blah, blah, blah. And so we did like a short intro for me.
Yeah. Aww. And Paul, it is a really nice community. You know what? Out of all the groups that I go on, this is the only one, surprisingly enough, that invites me on live chat. And I've never met a greater bunch of people than all of you guys, between you and Keith and Barry and Bear and whatever. Like, you guys have been super, super nice, even though you're like across the other side of the world from me. I mean, you know, you guys have been really, really sweet and everything else. So
yeah, but as I say, I mean, I always say, you know, I'm on Facebook. If you're friends with me on Facebook, you can always get me on Messenger. If you've got a problem, I can't say that I can solve it, but I'm here to listen, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, you see my kitty walk across the screen. Yeah, say hi, baby. This is Fluffy.
Wanting some mummy time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if I can sort of, you know, help one person, you know, I'm here to listen. I can't say I can solve your problem or I can, you know, wave a magic wand or anything, but I'm here to listen, and you know, I'll you know, I'll help the best I can. You know, that's what I do. You know, and that's the sort of person I am. You know, I listen.
Sorry. I really appreciate everything you've been, you know, just listening and the advice you've been giving me and stuff like that, because you've been through a similar situation for me. But I mean, not having my mom be able to be there in this sort of situation and stuff like that because of what my mom's going through, you know, it really it helps me, because it's like having my mom there to talk to me and talk me through things and whatever. And I really, really appreciate it, because it's, you know, it's come at a really good time to meet someone like you and the rest of the gang to be supportive, you know. And I, like I said,
this is it. I mean, same as you said earlier. I mean, I've been through the same sort of situation, than, you know, when you know, and it's you know, is what I did in the same sort of situation, you know,
Yeah.
you know, if I can help somebody, you know, say, well, you know, if it in the same situation I did this, or in the same situation I did that.
Yeah.
And Mark Place says, funnily enough, probably jinxing it now, but I've had no trolls or haters yet.
Yeah,
And
I
he
haven't.
says,
I have one, but
you know, and as regards Gemma, I mean, she you know, she's just started doing live streaming, and she said, you know, I'm very nervous or whatever. And I says, it's basically, I was exactly the same, you know. I wasn't comfortable, I wasn't confident in front of the camera, but
yeah.
the more you do it, the more confidence you gain, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, exactly. Well, the first time I went on, I think I left it on. I uploaded it, but I was so nervous that I was redder than red. I was giggling the whole time. I was, you know, and that's just me. I cope that way. I giggle, I crack jokes, I'm sarcastic. So, I mean, the whole time. But everybody said they had fun, and I'm like, wow, this is actually pretty good. And it's almost therapeutic to
Yeah.
come on. And now I'm great. Like, I can come and sit and chat with you. I can, you know, go on and do my own lives. It's been fun. I'm really
Yeah.
glad that you
Well,
two did
I
this.
sort of like to make it as relaxed as possible, and like we're talking now and people are chatting in the chat, like you're talking to your friend or you're texting your friend or something like that, you know what I mean? Which basically what it you know what it is.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, when I was saying the other day as well, I'm more nervous when I'm doing my vlogs.
Me too.
I tend to get tongue tied and not know what I'm saying. Yeah, I can sit here talking as if I'm talking to you in the same room, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, it's like having Skype on YouTube.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you know, Gemma was saying something about all the vlogs are scripted and everything, and I says I sort of tried that first, you know, but I was getting even more tongue tied trying to, and then you sort of trying to look down at a script and whatever.
Yeah.
But even though sort of I don't do that anymore as regards my baking vlogs, I sort of, you know, I get more nervous and tongue tied actually doing vlogs than what I do like a live stream. Hey, Crimson Fantasy.
You're both amazing people, and I'm very happy to be in your community. Thank you, Gemma, so much. That means a lot. Aw. Scripting for me. Yeah, you know what?
Yeah, well, same as I say, I mean, I understand why Gemma does it. It helps her because of her anxiety. And you know what I mean? It works for Gemma, but it don't all, you know, it don't work for everybody, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the thing that helped me through too is I started doing the trivias. I stutter and stuff like that, so you catch me going, yeah, I can't talk today. I'm a bonehead. I call myself a bonehead all the time. It's just me. Yeah. I just like doing the trivia, and it helps me relax and stuff like that. But
I mean, going back to the other day, I mean, I did the trade Bakewell on Monday because it was a bank holiday here, and we sat there, and obviously Pixie's filming it, and he says to me, he says, I'm sort of trying to look at the camera, trying to do what I'm doing, and he turned the camera on and he went, smile. So I went, and he just cracked up laughing, and by the end of it, we were both laughing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're both cracked up laughing, and he's on about leaving it in, actually, because he says it was like a funny moment. Yeah. You know, it wasn't meant to be funny, but when he says, you know, smile, you know, so I just went like that.
Why not, right?
And we just both just sat there absolutely roaring with laughter. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's it. And this is the thing. Like, I mean, you have to do whatever makes you comfortable. And I agree with you on the part where, you know, when you're actually making a vlog, it's so nerve-wracking, you know, because I'll sit here and I tell my kids, don't bother me, don't come in the room whenever, because I get really self-conscious.
Well,
Whereas
what
when you're
is it
live,
when we
you
were
don't have
doing
a
the vlog
choice.
on Monday? I mean,
Yeah.
Callum was upstairs in his bedroom playing his game, and Pixie had warned him sort of before we started filming, and he says, "Be quiet." He says, "I'm filming your mum's vlog."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But the thing is, going back to the bloopers and whatever, when I first started the Facebook community page, we sort of did one individually as regards,
Right.
you know, and put it on us, you know, on his own channels about starting the community YouTube group. So I'm sat there, I did it first take.
Yeah.
Well, I filmed Pixie and he was sat down, and I must have had to restart the camera about 5 times because it were talking away, and then he'd go blah 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 blah, blah, you know, because it couldn't get the words out. I says, well, this is going to be good, and it sort of actually did a blooper video afterwards, but it got that sort of you know, he said he dropped the F-bomb and he forgot to edit that bit.
Oh, whoops. But I think,
you know, and sort of, I mean, we laughed about it, but he was getting so agitated because, you know, it was saying or doing something wrong. Oh, cut it, stop it there, you know. And we must have had to restart it, and started it about 5 or 6 times, you know. Yeah. And they were getting that so frustrated about it. Yeah. And then sort of when we watched it and we watched the bloopers, and I went, oh, I says, you didn't. No. I says you didn't cut that. But if it were one of them things where you wouldn't really notice it, but I noticed it, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, it's one of those. It almost was under his breath until.
Yeah. It worked virtually, you know. But not a lot of people noticed it, but I noticed it, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, exactly. There you go, Steve. I'm opposite. I'm better with the voiceover than making scripts. See, and that's the thing. Like, I don't know if I could do a script or whatever, but I nervous talk, so I talk too much. When I'm like nervous, I always tell people, you know, if I'm talking too much, just tell me to shut up and I will.
Well, you see, the thing is, with my baking videos, I'm sort of reading from a recipe. But I try sort of not to have the recipe in camera shot. But there again, you can basically say it's scripted because I'm reading from a recipe, even though I've sort of gone through the recipe like 5 times beforehand, so I know what I'm doing. But then you sort of lose yourself a little bit. Yeah. You know what I mean? You sort of know what you're doing, but then again, you sort of, well, did I get this right? So I am always sort of either looking over to the recipe or, you know, sort of just double checking with the recipe and whatever.
Yeah. I think the hardest part is those people who actually go live when they're out in public, when they're walking around vlogging. I have a hard time with that because I'm like, people are staring at me and you know, I freeze. And
Paul Michael says sometimes the bloopers make the video. Well, me and Pixie were actually discussing it about what about us laughing, and he says, well, in actual fact, because I said to him, I says, are you going to do it as like a blooper? And he says, actually, I think I might leave it in.
Yeah. Yeah, it should. I think he should. I mean, there's a lot of people now, it's a new kick where they do their vlog and then at the end of it, there's the bloopers. I think that's an awesome idea because it shows you're human. We all make mistakes.
Well, it's same as I said. It's something that me and Pixie, it was a natural reaction, and that's something like when I say to people, we bounce off one another. Yeah. You know what I mean? He was sort of saying smile, so I was being like a sarcastic and went, you know, and it just cracked us both up, you know, and that's what we are like in real life, you know what I mean? I'll say something and he might sort of be in hysterical laughter, and it's, you know, he's the same. He could say something and we'll both roll about laughing, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I just think it's funny if you can do that, like leave it in. I think leave it in or put it in the blooper reel at the end. That
Well,
would
this
be
is it. So, same as I say, we're only discussing it the other night, and and I says, well, from our respective viewers, it were funny, if you know what I mean, because
yeah,
obviously
exactly.
we were laughing.
Yeah, is to film a popular sitters. They won't even think anything different. Yeah, you know what? I'm not that good, Steve. Well, I always get somebody like my son usually does it and stuff like that. Or the way I face my camera to me, people think I'm actually live chatting with someone, so they don't say too much, but it's just really different. And it's my anxiety that I can't do it in public.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Paul said that
yeah,
about noisy neighbours and what. We're quite lucky. I'm sat
yeah,
with the door wide open now because it is quite muggy.
yeah,
And it's basically round where we live during the daytime, you can hear a pin drop.
yeah.
It's so quiet. I mean, we're sort of lucky in that respect.
Yeah.
It is quite, even though it's like an estate, it is a quiet estate, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, it's so noisy around here. Like after 3:30 when all the kids start coming home, we have about 20, 30 kids in our neighborhood, and they're all running around outside. And the hard part for me is, don't get me wrong. I mean, if you lived in my neighborhood, you popped over and you wanted to stick your head in the camera and say, "Hey, everybody," and whatever, that's different. Because I don't mind promoting other people's channels and supporting them and everything else. But when every time that you're live, they're at your door wanting to come in and stick their face in, and they got screaming. I'm like, dude, you know what? Go away. I'm already nervous enough, and you're coming in here and.
But yeah, same as I say. I mean, we're quite blessed actually that we live in the neighbourhood. It's a lovely estate.
Yeah,
there's not thousands of houses on it or anything. It's
yeah,
quite a secluded estate. But
yeah.
you know, during the day, I mean, a lot of people like Pixie at work, and I mean, I've got a pensioner lives next door, so I don't think she'll be banging music out and whatever, and it till all
Yeah.
hours at night and day. So, I mean, we're quite sort of lucky in that respect.
Yeah, I think
Um,
I'm a noisy neighbor. My friend next door, she actually begs me to crank my music. And the stereo I have, it's old, but it's still 480 watts. And it'll blow the pictures off your wall if I crank it all the way.
well, you see,
Yeah.
the funny thing is, I mean, we went out. I think it was at the weekend. Now it were nice here at the weekend. And sort of somebody just over the way, they've got one of these big trampolines, and of course there were children on the trampolines, and that is the most noise that we expect round here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There were two little girls. They were getting a little bit giddy, so they were screaming, if you know what I mean. And
Oh, yeah.
That's basically the extent of the noise.
Yeah. Well,
Hey, we've got Rant Jams in,
Rant
and DJ
Jams,
Ian.
dude. I love that guy. I watched him do a live one day and he was trying to get people like get their channels to 1K and everything else. Man, that guy's got some energy. Pass him over here, will you? I've got 4 boys. They've taken it all. I have no more. He's
Paul
awesome.
Michael is on about sirens. Well, you see, because we're so close to town, there is a lot of. It's not police sirens. It's normally ambulances that we get the sirens.
Yeah.
So I mean, that apart from that, but that's sort of not so much during the day. It's sort
Yeah.
of once it gets sort of tea time-ish or early evening, that's when we can hear the sirens, and then it's only normally
Yeah.
ambulances. So hey, Thorn Draven.
Hey, how's it going? I've never seen him before. Winter Hayes, how are you?
Winter A says, Jeanette, guess what? What?
Can't get. Oh, my pain in the butt this morning.
So yes, you know, so we're quite. It's quite good round here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, we've lived here. I think I don't know. It's 2 or 3 years we've lived here. Never had a problem. No, you know, naughtiness or anything like that. So,
Well, see where I live, it's
we've got
wow.
a puppy.
Oh.
So what you called your new puppy then?
Yeah. See, around in my neighborhood, I live in a townhouse complex, so it's like living in a fishbowl. Like you can't walk out your front door without everybody going, "Oh, what's going on? Where are you going? What are you doing?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I don't like it. I want to live in the country personally." Yeah.
Well, I forgot what I was going to say then.
I got some good news
Some as
though.
I say, I mean, it's like a mixture. You know, there's families, there's pensioners, you know, and it's quite a nice, you know, it's.
Yeah.
I can't say secluded because we're sort of surrounded by houses, but it's one of them cases where people keep themselves to themselves, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we couldn't have a puppy in this house, not with 3 cats, because they go absolutely balmy.
Well, you know what? This one here, she's my like Klingon. But she's very scared of everybody else. Like, trust me, if Carter and all them were down here, she'd be freaking out. Like, she's very timid that way. But if she likes you, you know you're good because she will come to you. So yeah, it's
Same as I say, Lucy, who is our girl cat, she's like and took her like a limpet with Pixie.
Yeah.
You know, Benny is the only one that, you know, same as I say, we had him from about 8 weeks old, and he likes to nuzzle and he likes to, you know, puppies suck.
No, he's just joking around. I think if you need glasses, this is not a puppy. This is a cat. This is my kitty, Fluffy. You say hi? Say hi, Gemma.
And Thorndraven had put some pictures up on Instagram, and last time I saw his puppy, it were a puppy, and it's like a grown, you know, and I said, you know, wow, wasn't he grown?
Yeah, this one here is almost 8 years old, this one. I don't think.
And Marie Thorndraven is all right, is one of our friends.
Yeah, he's just joking around. Yeah. I don't know if I want a puppy. Like with her, I don't have any vet bills or nothing like that. But with a puppy, you have to get shots and everything else, and I just can't afford that right now. So this is what I've got. She's a pain in my bum some days, but she's good. Okay, go play. Go. No, you have to go. You're not staying here.
Getting a little
clingy.
Clingy.
Yeah. Grant Jams, are you tired this morning, dude? He keeps putting the cool face in. Usually he's full of something to say. Maybe it's without that mic, he's just so very quiet.
Well, that's it. I mean, I can see it from Thorndraven. Puppies are a lot of work because you have to train them, etc. And Thorndraven is in Nova Scotia, so he's out in the wild, you know. And
dude, he's not that far from me. It's only a day's drive. Oh, you just woke up. See, yeah, he's like me. I can't talk very well.
We see that's the only problem that we've got. I mean, we're in the UK. It's like nearly 5 to midday, and you know it's very early where you are. You know what I mean? It's
it's 7 a.m. here.
I'm always going to call him Bear.
Oh, that's cute. Yeah, but yeah, it's I don't know. I love my kitty, and we've had her, like I said, about
same as I say. I mean, with cats, I mean, like I've got the door open to come and go as they please. You know what I mean? You know.
Mine's too afraid to go outside. She sees outside and panics and runs.
So can we play nice in the chat, please? I mean, Thorndraven is a friend of ours, Marie. So, you know, just sort of be nice to each other, you know.
Yeah, he's just a silly goose. Oh, wow. You have a shepherd named Bear. Oh, cool.
Same as I say, I mean, yeah, we're all good. Same as I say, we're all friends here, you know, sort of.
Yeah. You know, not to change the subject or anything, but I really enjoyed Keith's interview with Emily.
Yeah, he did one last night, actually.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, Gail Crabtree.
Okay. I've not. I don't know if I've
So
heard of her yet.
I just want to say, Keith, if you're watching, I'm sorry I didn't stay till the end. I got an emergency phone call. Somebody needed me.
Yeah.
So I am sorry I didn't stay till the end. Because he always likes me and Pixie sort of to take care of the chat, because, you know, and watch the chat. Because obviously he's doing his interview. But then I got a message, can you talk? And obviously I took a phone call.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure he understands. You know, and that's what I say, like this whole community, like between you and Pixie, Bear, even though some days I tell no.
That's a different subject.
Yeah, that's a whole new, and Kate and everybody else. I mean, between this one and some of my other friends, I enjoy being here. The conversation is good. We address good issues and hard issues and stuff like that. And, you know, yeah.
Well, this is it. And same as I say, I just felt compelled to say something this morning. I was sort of in two minds. Should I say something, because I knew Raven was going to the hospital this morning. So I sort of didn't want to talk out of school, if you know what I mean. But I thought it needed addressing.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I agree. And the thing is, whether it was Raven or somebody else.
Yeah, even if it wasn't Raven, if it were somebody in the chat or myself or yourself, I still feel compelled to talk about the subject, because, you know, it's something that, same as I say, it's close to my heart, you know.
Yeah, she's a sweetheart. No, you know.
Oh, and DJing, so they couldn't, because he was DJing in Entertainment's got his own disco.
Hey, DJ.
You know. It was out DJing last night, and he says he couldn't hear the interview, but he was watching the live stream.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what? I don't know. Like, Keith said he wants to interview me and stuff like that. And I'm like, that's something I haven't done yet, is, you know, been interviewed yet. So I'm like,
well, that's it. Same as I say. I mean, you know, he puts you at ease. He does do his research. He goes back to sort of when you've joined your early vlogs and everything. You know, it does research what he does, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And it's like not just, you know, it's a varied, you know, like Gail last night, she does like travel vlogs and things like that. You know, you know, it's very varied. I mean, like Emily last week, she's a musician, you know what I mean? And then on a Monday, does like a drone review. And the lovely DJ Ian was his subject on the drone review this week.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like varied, you know what I mean? It's not just, you know, we don't just interview drone people, or we don't, you know, it's like all, you know.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. Yeah, and it's good to do that, because I mean, and he's good. He's a good interviewer, and I mean, he's like Rand Jams too. Like he's, you know, They're two totally different types of people. Like Rant Jams is just so full of energy, and I'm not just trying to talk to you about you in the third person. This is this is a compliment. But
Yeah.
Keith is very laid back and relaxed. Where Rant Jams, he's just full of energy and everything else. And I love the contrast in both of them and how they do the interview. But
Yeah.
in the same sense,
Can I, oh, sorry. Can I just interrupt? Right. I did say last night that I was going to bring this. Juice My Randomness is doing a vlog. Now he wants people from YouTube, and it's basically he wants people to just do a one sentence thing, and he needs people to say no means no.
Okay.
You know, I don't know what the subject matter's about, or but I sort of do, but I don't want to give too much away. And he wants people from YouTube to send in their clips just saying no means no.
Okay.
So I did say I was going to mention it on my live this morning. We've already, you know, me and Mr. P are doing it. Eagle VP's doing it.
Okay.
Emily Bird's doing it. You know, Paul says Juice has asked me to be in it. I'll think about it. But yeah, so I did say that I'd mention it while I was doing my live this morning.
Okay.
I don't know whether his email address is on his about page, but you know, it did put a thing on my Facebook page. Pixie has got his email address. Right. So if anybody wants to contact Pixie or myself, if you want to partake of it, and
yeah, well, if
we basically, you know, we want to get as many people doing it as possible.
Well, if you have my email, so if you just want to send me that via email or even on Facebook Messenger or whatever, send me his email and I'll do it. Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, but same as I say, it was in Eagle VPs last night, and you know, has anybody done the voice clips yet? You see, me and Pixie are sort of, we're doing it separately, but we're doing it together as well.
Yeah. Yeah, with Keith, yeah, he seems like such a sweet. I don't want bad boy Keith for the first interview either. But yeah, he seems like a very laid back guy. I would even go for Rant Jams to interview me. I mean, like I said, they both make you feel so comfortable and everything else. But they're two very different approaches to interviews, and I love Rant Jam's energy. I just love how gung ho he is to help people out, and he's just like, he had 5 minutes of fame on the Create-a-thon this weekend, and he just was like throwing, and he's just so full of energy and positivity that I absolutely love it. Yeah.
Paul Michael says Keith himself would be a good person to interview. Well, Random Life Productions did interview him a couple of weeks ago, but it was mainly about photography, if you know what I mean, because sort of before he retired, he like did photography and videography at weddings, etc.
Right.
So she actually did a interview with Keith, but it was mainly about photography.
I think I caught a little bit of that.
And Gemma Grace says she'll do it. Thank you, Gemma.
Okay, awesome. Yeah. I caught the tail end of that interview. I thought it was really, really good, you know.
Some of say, I mean, I was there. I mean, even though sort of personally, you know, photography isn't an interest of mine. Yeah. I'm the sort of person, it's, you know, there you go, shoot, bang, you know. But, you know, like such as Random, she's well into her photography, and, you know, there's one or two people out there are, you know, big into photography.
No. It's like I like photography. I don't mind it. My niece is one of those people who could just like throw her camera over her shoulder, snap a shot, and get this beautiful shot.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, you
like
find them sort of shots are the best, really. I mean, when it's sort of, with just with your simple mobile phone and etc. You find that them sort of shots are the best.
Yeah, absolutely.
Impromptu and not sort of staged or anything. That is it. A lot of the time, they are the best sort of pictures.
Yeah. And the funny thing is, how we were talking about exes and stuff like that, like when it pertains to pictures, I don't care if you're goofing off. Like, I do want one really nice picture, but if you have a bunch of goofing off pictures, I really could care less. But my ex is such a perfectionist that if the kids are not smiling and sitting still and acting perfect for that photo, he freaks. He will literally yell at them.
Hi, Lucy.
Hello,
Thank
Lucy.
you for joining us.
You.
Yeah, I mean, but them that's sort of not staged and whatever are the best pictures when they're relaxed and not sort of being told to sit up straight or, straighten your collar or, whatever. They're the best pictures to have when you're in a more relaxed situation.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I don't know whether you're of the same opinion, but I find that, the ones where, they've got not got no stress or whatever, they're more relaxed, are the better pictures.
Oh, yeah. That's why I like the ones where you take a few goofy ones first and then say, okay, one really quick, nice one, then we can take some more goofy ones. And I do that with the kids. And I don't know if you caught my Mother's Day one, the video that I made. Carter, there's 3 pictures of Carter. There's a couple of him making some wacky faces, and then there's one at the end of those 3, and he's got the sweetest little face on him, and but I mean, if you can't act natural in pictures and be calm and just relax, then it's
it's all well and good if you're sort of like going to have professional photographs taken and you're sort of sitting in a studio environment, by all means. But I find that having a picture taken sort of, natural, you know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I know exactly what you meant. And that's the thing, like, I don't know. People are just sticklers sometimes. And I mean, his brother, like my ex's brother-in-law, is a photographer. And even he's not that stiff, you know? Hey, Pixie, he's back again.
I did say, he says late dinner, just got one more stairwell to do.
Oh, cool. And then he's coming home.
No, he don't finish till 4 o'clock.
Oh, wow. Full day's work, right?
Yeah, 7:30 till 4.
And DJ's laughing. Are you still in bed, DJ?
Oh yeah, Chopper's Rule. It says, "Damn, I'm hungry." Chippy calling.
Yeah.
He goes to the chip shop on a Thursday. That's sort of what they call Chippy Day.
Yeah.
On a Thursday.
Well, we have a fish fry out here for fish and chips up at the Legion. Yeah, so it was funny the way I remember you were talking the other day about fish and chips and how it's different out there than it is here. And there's one place that we go, it's called Hutch's, and they have nothing but fish and chips and burgers and stuff. Their fish and chips is the best.
Ooh, Chopper's Rule says my parcel is in the mail.
Ooh. Yay.
And Pixie, when he's referring to the piggy run today, I mean, probably nobody understands him, but I know what he means.
What does he mean, dare I ask?
Well, there's 2 football teams in Sheffield.
Right, Pigskin.
One is the team that Pixie supports, which is Sheffield United, and the other one is called Sheffield Wednesday. Well, they refer to them as the piggies.
Okay.
So it means over that direction.
Yeah, exactly. I hear you. Well, that's like in football.
It's a good job I can decipher it and know what it means, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, at least you can translate Pixie for us, right?
Yeah.
And Sophie
He says you swore because I said Sheffield Wednesday.
Yeah.
But I had to laugh. There was a thing in the, I don't know, Pixie read it out to me. Apparently, at the other ground, not the football team that Pixie supports, a great big sign had fell.
Oh, no.
So I don't know. I don't think there was anybody injured or anything.
Oh, thank God. Yeah. Oh, you said, but you swore. He says you're swearing because you're saying the other team's name.
But Mr. Peel, he'll tell you the exact story, but he sort of were reading out to me, and it's one of the signs that was on that football ground, and it fell to the ground. I don't.
Yeah. Yeah.
And going back to Chopper's Rules, he is from Australia, and it's my first fan mail. And I says, well, basically, you know, I'm going to do like a parcel for him as well.
Right.
Because a while back I printed some like Pixie's channel things out. So I says, well, I'll pop some of them in for you as well.
Aw, that's awesome. See, that's what I was saying to you before. Like, I want to have how do I word this? I miss having a pen pal. You know, back in the day when we actually used to write letters.
Well, that's it. That's it. I mean, you know, to be quite honest, I mean, I never did. I never had a pen pal. Yeah. But it was something that, you know, you like to do. You like to communicate with somebody that's. It
feels like you're talking to someone human.
Oh yeah, Equinox Photography says it's all over Twitter. They are getting battered over the sign falling down. Well,
oh my gosh,
you know, in my mind, it shouldn't have happened. You know, I mean, exactly. Health and safety, you know, I mean, yeah, the football season's finished, but what if it had happened on a match day? There could have been hundreds injured.
Well, I don't know if you heard about the stadium out here. We had Tim Hortons. It used to be Ivor Wynn, which is, you know, our Canadian football. But the new stadium they built, they rushed it so much that one of the speakers had fallen into the stands. And thank God nobody was injured or anything like that. But because they had rushed everything so much, it wasn't hooked up there properly. And it could have really hurt someone, you know.
Well,
but yeah,
as I say, I sort of only know what Pixie was sort of reading out to me.
Yeah.
And I know that something had happened and a big sign had fell down, but that's basically.
Yeah, it should have something stronger than blue tack. Yeah, no doubt.
Oh, that's it. Yeah. Oh, I put some things from Australia for you, Miss P.
Ooh. You know what? Believe it or not, there's two things I've never had in the entire world. I keep hearing about them, but I really want to try them. I know I've heard they're disgusting and everything else. Is Marmite and Vegemite. I want to try them, right? I want to see what they're like. I heard Vegemite, the best way to eat it is on toast, not with butter or anything, but on toast. Or you could put it with butter. It depends.
Well, taste, Chopper's Rule will be best one, two. Yeah. Hey, Ruby Slippers. Hi, Chopper's Rule would be the best one to advise you on that. And Marmite is exactly like Vegemite.
Is it? Okay.
I don't like either.
Oh, okay. See this. I don't know if you saw Brad or BTD from James's Lies when he tried Marmite for the first time. He said it was disgusting.
Yeah, it's very salty. Oh, it's horrible. But that's just my opinion. I mean, I don't like anything that's tart. Oh, excuse me, I've just had some soda.
That's okay.
Yeah, it's very salty, yucky, tart tasting. I mean, but that's just my
It'll be straight from the jar. You know what? That's like, was it Brad tried what do you call it? Nutella. And he's like, the first thing he said when he tried Nutella was, "Oh my gosh, that's heaven." Like,
Well, I'll tell you something now. I've got a very dear friend, and her name's June Gall. Now she lives in America, but she was originally from Leeds, which is like 35 minutes up the road. And she said to me that we were chatting. I did like a question and answer on like baking. Had anybody got, thing? Yeah. And I says, one thing that's eluded me, and it still does to this day, I cannot make the perfect Yorkshire pudding.
Yeah.
So basically she says, well, I'll do a video on the perfect Yorkshire pudding.
Yeah.
So we got talking, and she says, do you know, there's one thing that I can't get here in the States? And she says, I'd love to be able to get it, but I can't. And that is suet.
Oh, wow.
And I says, well, we've got it in the supermarkets in abundance. Hi, Carter.
You know what? I got to tell you something really cute, Jeanette. I don't know if you noticed, I muted my microphone there for a second, but I'm trying to wake them up. And I said, Carter, get up. And there was no answer. And then I said, Carter, Mrs. P is on. And he was up like that. Is Mrs. P your favorite, love? Yeah. Yeah.
I'm his alarm clock, Emma.
Yeah. As soon as I mention your name, he's up out of bed. And I still will never forget that little chat that you and Pixie were on live. And I had said to him, don't worry, he's only 9, but he has a plastic sword and he's got blue eyes. Yeah, he's my little...
But yeah, so I sort of said to her, when she says, I'll do you the video and, like a tutorial on how to make the perfect Yorkshire pudding, I says, well, I tell you what, I says, I'll get you some suet from the supermarket and I'll send it you.
Yeah.
So because Chopper's Rill's doing me a parcel, sort of, I'm trying to think of things, but the one thing I can do, because the World Cup is coming up soon, I can send him an England flag.
Ooh, that's an idea. Oh, yeah. I found out something. My dad's side, apparently, he went back a few things and he found out that back in our line is Irish on my dad's side, but his mom goes back in England. Her last name was Nebodium. And
oh yeah, I can remember you telling me about it, that castle.
Yeah, that's right. But apparently, from what we've heard, we're apparently heirs to the castle and all this stuff. But yeah, I didn't know, like, my grandfather, there was Freemasons and everything down the line, and it's all Irish descent. No, I need that so I can see the chat, sweetie.
And Chopper's Rule says, yes, please, Miss P, you are spoiling me. Well, you see, it's sort of just a coincidence that it is the World Cup, and in the supermarkets, etc., they're starting, they're doing the England like plastic bowler arts, they're doing car flags, they're doing like everything to do with England. So to be the right time to go out and get an England flag, so you'll be able to put an England flag up. And Ruby Slip, it looks like I might have to do a mass shipping order here, because Ruby says she's tried to get suet as well. So there's June Gold, and Ruby Slippers both want suet.
What is suet? What is it?
I don't know. I can't really describe it. Because you see, like when we do, have you heard of the dessert called, or pudding called, Spotted Dick?
Yes, yeah.
Well, that's made with suet. Now, we do, England's famous for steak and kidney pudding.
Oh, I have steak and kidney pie all the time, but
well, you have to add the suet to the flour. It is like a form of fat, if you know what I mean.
Okay, I see what you're saying. All right, like a lard or something like that.
Yeah, Ruby Slippers says, no, Sue, it asked for some. They gave me beef fat. Well, you see, I don't know the components of it.
Yeah, you'd have to go to like an actual place that, I don't know.
Fat around the kidneys, I believe, is suet.
Okay.
Hi, Kate James. It's Chopper's Rule says I was going to send an Aussie flag, but could not fit it in the parcel.
Yeah. Well, see, we go through that. Like, my sister-in-law has like it's kind of like a bra thing for her car. It's the great big England flag, and she's got little things to cover her mirrors, and she's got little flags on the windows, and she's Irish.
Well, you see, another thing is what I find as well is a lot of like Marie, and then there was somebody else, I forget what her name was, but she was coming back to England because her daughter was having a baby, and she's
Right.
English but lives in the States. And she says, do you know there's one thing that I miss about England? And she says, Jaffa cakes.
Oh,
somebody was on about it in Keith's chat last night. They were saying, you know, I love Jaffa cakes, but I did a recipe on my channel about homemade Jaffa cakes.
Yeah, I was just reading what Thorne was saying. Suet is the raw, hard fat or of beef or mutton found around the loins and kidneys. Okay, so I should ask my butcher for that if I ever need suet for anything.
But you see, we get it in like packets.
Okay.
I'll just Google it and I'll actually show it you.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, the best way is to Google it and show it you.
Yeah. I think I'm lagging. Am I lagging on your end, or?
It's sort of a bit
choppy. Maybe. Yeah, I can see on my live chat.
Yeah, it does say suet is the raw hard fat of beef or mutton around the loins and kidneys.
Right. Okay. Go tell your brother that he's gotta get up from his own trouble because he told me to wake him up at 7. Okay.
It's 7:26.
Yeah, so it's my fault because I'm on live. I can't get enough of coming on here in the morning. It's the one thing I look forward to every morning.
But you see, it's that one is like shredded suet, and that's basically what we tend to use. Can you see it?
Yeah, I can see it. Okay, I'll have to look for something like that. We have a British.
But see that is basically shredded suet, what we buy in packets.
Right. Yeah. Well, it looks like my video is starting to go. So, but I've got to get the kids off to school anyway. So
okay.
I'm going to have to head out. But thank you for inviting me on this morning.
You're welcome. Some, as I say, it beats sitting here talking to myself. Oh, 9:25 Thursday night there in Australia.
Isn't talking to himself a regular day for Pixie? No.
Well, some, as I say, our kids is off school this week, so you know, and sort of the late live streams is because, some, as I say, I think it was about 9:45 when Callum got up out of bed this morning. So obviously I needed to get his breakfast, and you know, he has a bath every morning. So I mean, we don't want to naked Callum walking about.
Yeah. Hey, Karate Joe.
Yeah, and DJ says that Mrs. P's just confirmed. Yes, he actually lives sort of like 5-10 minutes away, I think, from Aussie Mark.
Oh wow, that's pretty cool. I like Aussie Mark too. He's pretty cool.
Yeah. Hi, Karate Joe. Yeah, so it doesn't live far away from Aussie Mark.
Very cool. Alrighty. Yeah, so whenever if whenever you want to email me that guy's address, I'll do that.
Yeah, well, same as I say, email Pixie. So Pixie's the one, you know.
Okay. Whatever.
So I shall tell him when he comes in that Gemma Gracell's going to do it. You're going to do it.
Okay.
So if anybody else wants to do it, I shall just go over what I said. Carl, aka Juice My Randomness, is doing a vlog. I think it's on about consent, and he wants everybody to do a short voice clip just saying no means no.
Yeah. Okay.
No. So so if anybody wants to participate, you know, just get in touch with Pixie or myself. Right, I'll let you get going then, Vicky. Okay. And thanks for joining me, and I'll see you again soon.
Bye, everybody. And
bye.
Bye.
Oh, DJ Ian says he's got family in Sydney. So, yeah, so if anybody wants to participate, I mean, I've just recently put my email on my About page. Pixie's got his email on his About page. So anybody wants to participate, same as I say, it's for Juice My Randomness, and it's a, I think it's a vlog about consent, and all he wants you to say is no means no. So just contact either myself or Pixie. It's basically, it's what Juice My Randomness is doing. I think it's a vlog about consent. That's basically all I know about it, and is sort of trying to get people from the YouTube community to send him a short clip. Myself and Pixie's doing it. We're doing it separately, but we're also doing it jointly as well. You know, and he wants as many YouTubers to participate as many as we can get. So it was in Eagle VP's interview last night, and sort of, so I said to him, I says, well, I'm going live in the morning. I will, you know, I will mention it. You know, and Pixie's going to do the same. No, he's not. He's working like a look, actually, Karate Joe. Yeah, he's back at work. You know, it's a work day. Most of the animals won't kill you. You see, that's one thing what would scare me going to Australia. The big spiders, the big snakes, and getting mauled by a kangaroo. So yeah, so if anybody wants to participate in it, just message me either on Facebook Messenger, on the community YouTube page, or email me privately. Pixie's got his email on there. And anybody that wants to participate, Pixie's got Juice My Randomness. He's got his email. So yeah, so anybody that wants to participate, feel free to email me or Pixie. Well, that's the thing, DJ, and I mean, you only live one life, and if you're able to visit Australia, I'd say go for it. Me personally, it's too hot. I'd be burnt to a crisp. So I think personally the weather would be too hot for me. I did have a friend's daughter actually go out there for a year, and it was sort of during a gap year in a university studies. She actually sort of volunteered while she was out there because she was wanting to become a a teacher. She's actually a teacher now, Okay then, Marie. You know, and yeah, winter time is good. Same as I say, but she's got relatives out there, so she actually went to stay with relatives. So basically, you know, she was able to. She did sort of, I think, a little bit of work, but it was only obviously because you're not allowed to work if you're on a certain type of visa. But she did sort of like volunteer work, sort of to say, you know, when she could put it on a CV and say, well, look, I went out to Australia, I did this, I did that, you know what I mean? It wasn't just a holiday, it was like a voyage of discovery, if you know what I mean. Learning, you know what I mean? That's another thing that puts me off, Paul, the like 24, 25-hour flight. You know what I mean? And what with my arthritis and everything, I don't think I could sit that, you know, it'd be the flight as well. Hey, Gregory, how are you? Another vlog going up at the weekend. I did a Bakewell tray bake on Monday, but it's not been published yet. We're holding it back till the weekend. Chopper's Rule says he doesn't like flying as well. I'm all right. I mean, we went to Spain on our honeymoon, and the flight wasn't the problem. It was going up the steps because I'm scared of heights. And as soon as I set foot on them steps, they were wobbling about. And, you know, I'd be all right on one of these, like, things where you just walk onto the plane, like, covered in and everything. But I had to walk across the tarmac, and I had to go up, like, steel steps to the plane. And the fact that these steps were, like, moving like that, and I was clinging on for dear life. You can ask Pixie. Now, the flight didn't bother me at all. It was just like going up into the plane. I'd have been all right if sort of like nowadays they have them things that go up right directly onto the side of the plane, and you just like walk across the walkway and straight through the doors into the plane. But sort of, we're talking 15 years ago, and when we flew, it was like just walking up these steel steps, and I was absolutely bricking myself. No word of a lie. So yeah, I am absolutely petrified of heights. Hey, Mark Plays us back. It's all right, I'm looking. It looks like the sun's trying to come out. Well, I was sort of undecided this morning when I got up because it were a bit dull and dismal. I thought, now should I put my washer on or shouldn't I? Well, if I put my washer on and it don't brighten up, it means I've got to chuck them in tumble dryer. So I didn't. Video up on that one in a week or so. That should be interesting. And be able to go wherever your fancy takes you then, Chopper's Rules. A one-man camper van. See, me and Pixie have always said, if we won the lottery, we're going to buy one of these great big, and I mean great big SUV, like, you know, Winnebago things, whatever you call them, that's got like a king size bed in it and all the luxuries. And, you know, you could go anywhere really with one of them, you know. And we've always said that if we sort of won the lottery, we'd buy one of these big, you know, I don't know what the correct word is. It Winnebago, like big camper, the big American style ones, you know, with all the mod cons and luxuries. And you know, and it's basically, you could tour anywhere in one of them when you've got one of them. But obviously we'd have to win the lottery to to be able to afford it. So yeah. Well, it's 12:35 here. I've got stuff to do. So I know you've just come back, Mark, and I've got 12 people viewing. I will give it 5 minutes and then I'm going to have to shut it down and get some work done. Plus, Callum will want his dinner as well. So I'll give it another 5 minutes and then I will shut it down. So, yeah. So what is everybody's plans for today? So as I say, I might actually put the washer on. The sun's starting to come out, so I might get the washing dried outside. So I've got 1 or 2 other things. RVs, yeah. Well, some as I say, I don't know what the exact word for them is. You know, RV, Winnebago, or whatever you call them. But oh, you're going flying, are you? Hi, Kenneth of Kentucky family. Have you changed your name again? You need chocolate. Well, if you're good, I might send you some. Mind you, it all depends. It might melt in your parcel. I'm going to say I'll send you some chocolate in your parcel, but it might be melted by the time it gets there. But you see, because it was the weather was absolutely pants yesterday, Pixie couldn't go out flying the drone. So if it does brighten up a little bit, that's one thing that Pixie will probably be doing. He'll probably wasn't you Kenneth the Fam? Have you changed your name? Oh, I also have some parts for my Wasteland Warrior buggy as well. Hi, Joe, Windy Pan. How are you? So, yeah, I thought it was. I thought you were Kenneth the Fam before. I thought I recognised your picture and everything. So, so yes, so good. Same as I say, I've got 1 or 2 jobs to do. I might even get the washing out and, you know, just general housework. Oh, that's the thing. I'll probably not be live in the morning or anything because I've got a visitor coming, a little baby. My friend's daughter had a little girl. So she messaged me yesterday and said, would it be all right if she brought her to see me on Friday? So I says, you know, I can't wait. So I'm getting a little visitor tomorrow. Don't know what time yet, but she did message me and say, was it all right if she came to visit me? And I says, of course it is. Can't wait to see her. So I think she's about 2 weeks old now, and it's the first time I'm going to be able to see her. So I'll probably not be around in the morning tomorrow because I'm going to have visitors. Okay then, Paul. Thank you for joining me. And same as I say, I do appreciate everybody for coming in. I am going to shut it down now. Sorry, Kenneth. I've been on sort of nearly 2 hours. Where is this? About what time do you start live? Well, on a normal day, I mean, it's roughly between 10 and 10:30 here in the UK. But the kids are off school this week, so I've had the luxury of getting a lie-in. Well, our son didn't get up till 9:45 this morning. I needed to get him breakfast, and then he likes to have a bath before he does anything. So I left it a bit later this morning. Oh, you've got an early start in the morning. Have to take you up for a service. Hi, Mimi Rainbow. I'm just about to shut it down actually, because I've been going nearly 2 hours actually, and I didn't mean to go that long. It was just like the subject matter and people coming in and whatever. But oh, I'm going to shut it down anyway, because that's Mr. P ringing. So I'll see you all again soon. Bye.